I return to myself, here where I belong. I am coming home, like a bird to its nest, like a river to the ocean. I am coming home.
Good morning. And congratulations for setting your clocks ahead. Welcome to Horizon Unitarian Universalist Church. My name is Saj Survey. My pronouns are he, him, his. I'm serving as your worship associate this morning, and I'm joined by our worship leader, Tanner Trask, whose pronouns are he, him, his. As we prepare for our service this morning, please be sure to check your order of service for important announcements about congregational life. Now let us join our voices in our responsive welcome. You'll find the words projected on the screen behind me. To all who are yearning for community, come in, be among us. To all who are just getting started, to all who long to go deeper, to all with tender places needing care, come in, be among us. To the ones who have healed and have care to give, for those who are curious and hungry to learn, for those who know they have something to teach, come in, be among us. For the ones who are just beginning to suspect they might nurture others' becoming, to the young and the old, the innocent and the jaded, the fresh of mind and the deeply steeped, there is room here for each and every one. Come in, be among us. Wherever you are on your spiritual journey, no matter who you are, the people you love, how you look, what you can or cannot do, you are welcome here, just as you are, in this community of care and concern. Come in, be among us. We will continue our conversation at coffee hour immediately following the service in the fellowship hall. Welcome, and let us worship together.
Our call to worship this morning is from Samantha Lynn Wilson. A call to worship is secretly a call to focus our attention. Choosing to focus our attention is countercultural. Daily, we are called to worship at the altar of many devices. Surveillance systems we let take the lead over our every waking moment. We are called by headlines set purely on our activation and by tools that gamify our every human connection. We are not called, we are led. We are not led, we are entrapped. Instead, here we practice being called. We are called to bring our attention to the altar of unpredictable human relatedness. We are called by these ancestors, this wood, this room's particular light, this chalice's particular fire, and these children. We are called to focus all our attention on a foolhardy and open-hearted commitment to share a future together that we cannot cancel or control. In the words of the poet-farmer Wendell Berry, we are called here to do something today that does not compute. Spirit of life, call our collective attention to this precise moment, the threshold between here and now, the moment upon which we hang our honest promises like portraits, chiseled and framed by our own hands, imperfectly and together. Come, let us worship together.
Our chalice lighting this morning is from Jamie Yandel. We light this chalice for the quiet truths we carry and for the futures we're brave enough to write. In this circle, we honor the courage it takes to live openly, the softness that sustains us, and the joy and power that grow when we gather. As the chalice glows, may we feel steadiness rise in us. May we trust that our becoming, messy, radiant, unfolding, holy, belongs to us. Please join me in our affirmation, which is printed on the back of your order of service and projected on the screen. Love is the doctrine of our church. The quest for truth is its sacrament, and service is its prayer. To dwell together in peace, to seek knowledge in freedom, to serve humanity in harmony with the earth. Thus do we covenant together. I invite you to rise in body or spirit and join us in singing our opening hymn, number 298, Wake Now My Senses, in the gray hymnal. At this time, I invite the young and young at heart to come forward for a time of all ages. Even if you're somebody who does not typically come forward, you might want to come forward for this one. While you're joining us in the front row here, I'm going to grab our prop for today. All right, does anyone know what this is? This is a game. What game is it? What is it? You drop what? You drop tokens. That's right. Does anyone know what this is called? Shout it out. Plinko. That's right. This is my Plinko board. Do you like it? It's pretty cool, right? So this is a carnival game. You drop a chip in the top like this. Here's our chip, right? And you put it here in the top. And it does that. It plinks its way down to the bottom. Now, usually on a Plinko board, and this one is no exception, at the bottom there's certain columns that are higher value than others. And in our case, our high value columns are the ones in green. Can you guys see the green ones at the bottom there? Yeah. All right. But the problem is, when you're playing Plinko, you're not sure where the chip is going to go, right? Because they bounce off the pegs and they come off at different angles. And depending on how it bounces around, it could land really almost anywhere, right? Is one of our children, does somebody want to drop one in? Ooh, young man right here. I told you you'd want to come up. Hop up here. Can you come on up? Here, let me pick you up here. Gotcha. All right, where do you want to put it? Right there? All right, let's do it. Oh! For those who came one off of the high value guitars. We're going to do more in a second. Hold up. So today, this Plinko board is not just a game. It represents our lives and what's important to us. We call those our priorities. And at the top here, you see we have some things that might be priorities to some of you. We have family, and maybe we prioritize our health and our friends. Are those some things that you think are kind of important, maybe? And at the bottom here are those green spots where we want these chips to land. And these chips, they represent our attention. It's statistically likely that if we put a chip on these three slots, they're more likely to end up in the high value spots at the bottom. Not guaranteed, mind you, but more likely to end up in the high value spots in the bottom. And so we need to focus on the things that are our priorities. The problem is we've got all these other slots here, right? And these other slots are distractions. Some distractions might be, I don't know, your phone in your pocket. Maybe it's that delicious bag of chips sitting on the counter that you're just, gosh, they're delicious. But are they good for you? No. Probably would have been better to eat some fruit, but the chips are right there. Or maybe it's accepting that last-minute invitation from that kid in your class that you barely know, but they're doing their party at main event instead of going to your best friend's party on the same day because it's scheduled at their house and might be kind of boring. So, we've got to decide what's important to us, and we've got to decide where to put our attention. Where we put our attention decides what's going to do well for us. So, what does that mean? It means we've got to block out these distractions here, right? We've got to focus up. There we go. So we block those out. So now all we're left with are these three here. All right. Who's up? Young lady, you want to come and join me up here? Hop up. Can you hop up? All right, so we're going to try to focus on our family. Can you do the honors? Right on the family one there? All right, let's see how we do. There you go. Congratulations. All right, who wants to focus on our next topic, which is health? All right. Sir, you've had your hand up for quite some time. Come on up here. Tell you what, I'm going to, go ahead. So we're going to go to health right here. Can you do that? All right. This one here. You got it. Here we go. You got this. There it is. All right. And we got one more. Young lady right here. Come on up. And this one is our friends. Can you put that one in for us? All right, I'm feeling good about this. Well, okay, that counts. We take it. So let's try to keep our attention on what we want most out of life, because the distractions and unexpected changes will affect us and can help us to lead happier and healthier lives if we focus our attention. Thank you for being part of my demonstration today, and we will sing you out to your classes. Thank you. As we approach the time for our offering, give what you will for the church that has meant so much to you, for the church that meant so much to those who came before you, and for the church that will mean so much to people you will never know. Give what you will, for you are a generous people. Thank you to our members and friends who give and pledge electronically. We have converted to our new system, Realm. If you have your account set up, you can donate in Realm. You can also donate online at horizonuu.org/donate. The offering will now be joyfully given and received. Thank you for your generosity.
Far beyond the grasp of hands or light to meet the eye, past the reaches of the mind, there find the key to nature's harmony in an architecture so entwined. Like the birds whose patterns grace the sky and carry all who join in love expanding, the message of peace will rise in flight, taking the weight of the world upon its wings, in the oneness of everything. Follies is in the dance of trees who stir before the first breath of wind is yet perceived. Trust in the song becoming one with the dance, and all mysteries can be believed. Songs of lives long past that touch our own are written in the earth ever giving, and now to maintain the harmony gives to us all lives worth living, for the oneness of everything.
We now take the time to honor the sorrows and joys of this community, knowing that we are all interconnected and that what affects one affects us all. We do have a joy today from the Hills. Our kindergartner got a certificate for question with the biggest possible impact at her school's STEAM showcase. I've been in school a very long time, and I have never won an award for one of my questions. And we know that there are more joys and concerns in the community than just this. We will light another candle for those, and we will light a candle for the people of Iran. May they know peace. May they know peace. And please join me in the spirit of prayer and meditation, or whatever way feels right, with words from Gary Kowalski. Maybe prayer doesn't mean talking to God at all. Maybe it means just listening, unplugging the TV, turning off the computer, quieting the mental chatter and distractions. Maybe it means listening to the birds and the insects, the wind in the leaves, the creaking and groaning of the trees, noticing who else is out there, not far away but nearby, sitting so still that we can hear our heartbeat, watch our breath, that gentle whoosh of air, the funny noises from our insides, marveling at the body that we take so much for granted. Maybe it means listening to our dreams, paying more attention to what we really want from life, and less attention to all the nagging, scolding voices from our past. Or maybe it's all about listening to each other, not thinking ahead to how we can answer or rebut, or parry or advise or admonish, but actually being present to each other. Perhaps if we just sit quietly, we'll overhear a peace whispering through the centuries that's missing from the clamor of this moment. Maybe prayer means listening to the silences between the words, noticing the negativity of space, the vast, undifferentiated, and nameless wonder that underlies it all. Maybe prayer doesn't mean talking to God at all, but listening with the heart to the angel choirs all around us. Those who have ears, let them hear. Blessed be.
Return again, return again, return to the home of your soul. Return to who you are, return to what you are, return to where you are, born and reborn.
This is a story from Kurt Vonnegut about a time his wife asked him why he goes out to buy individual envelopes. Oh, his wife says, well, you're not a poor man. You know, why don't you go online and buy 100 envelopes and put them in the closet? And so I pretend to not hear her and go out to get an envelope because I'm going to have a hell of a good time in the process of buying one envelope. I meet a lot of people and see some great-looking babies. And a fire engine goes by, and I give them a thumbs up. And I'll ask a woman what kind of dog that is. And I don't know. The moral of the story is, we're here on earth to fart around. And of course, the computers will do us out of that. And what the computer people don't realize, or they don't care, is we're dancing animals. You know, we love to move around. And it's like we're not supposed to dance at all anymore. So let's all get up and move around a bit right now. Come on, get up, move around. All right, not too much now. All right, sit down. And let's call it the least we can do.
seems to be enough time to do the things you want to do once you find them. I've looked around enough to know that you're the one I want to go through time with.
What's up, chat? Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Follow me for updates. Click here for your exclusive deal. Get Black Friday savings today. Oh, looks like you got 3 viruses on your iPhone. Click here to clean them up. Click here to try your free trial. Sign up for this credit card and get 30,000 bonus miles. Politician gets decimated by this reporter. There's hot singles in your area. Click here. Banks don't want you to know this one weird trick. You won't believe how easy this recipe is. Click here. Parents leave a kid alone all by himself all week. You'll never guess what happens next. Doctors say that this supplement will have you feeling 20 years younger. Click here. Click here. Click here. Sound familiar? I mean, it's exhausting, isn't it? It feels like these companies are just doing everything in their power to grab your attention. And that's because these companies are doing everything in their power and spending hundreds of millions of dollars a year to grab your attention and never let go. Now, when we talk about the economy, we're normally talking about like money. Buying stuff, unemployment numbers, inflation prices, all that jazz. But big companies, from streaming services like Netflix to social media companies like Facebook, are keeping their eye on a different economy, your attention. So a quick story about Target. Not to pick on them, but I just remember this story from about 15 years ago. It ended up on the news. Basically, the father of a 16-year-old girl saw that Target had mailed her, not her mother, not like an older sister, but the 16-year-old girl, a catalog full of stuff that a newly expectant mother would need. Strollers, diapers, playpens, along with a bunch of coupons for all of that. So the dad sees that in the mail addressed to his 16-year-old daughter and marches up to the local Target to speak to their manager. And he let that manager have it. Why is Target trying to get my 16-year-old daughter to have a baby? This is incredibly inappropriate. And so the manager apologized and told him he'd send it up the chain and see where the glitch in the system was. And about a week later, that same dad came back to the Target to apologize to the manager. Apparently, quote, there had been some things happening under my roof that I didn't know about. So how did Target know? Did the 16-year-old sign up for a baby shower gift list? Did she check a box on her Target profile that said that she was pregnant? Nope. She started buying unscented soaps and shampoos as well as certain pain meds. That flagged Target systems, female customer, plus unscented soaps and shampoos, plus pain meds, plus a few other things on top of that, equals pregnant. So the computer flagged her to get the pregnancy catalog sent straight out. And the computer was right. The girl was pregnant. So what did Target do when they heard about this to try and avoid something like this happening in the future? They reprogrammed their algorithm, not to avoid predicting who's pregnant, but to just kind of include some random things in your catalogs that you don't have any real interest in, so that way you're not so freaked out by the algorithm knowing exactly what you want. And that was 15 years ago. Imagine how much further everything has come since then. So, back to the economy. President Joe Biden had a saying throughout his long political career. He would say, "Don't tell me what you value. Show me your budget, and I'll tell you what you value." As an example, especially since I mentioned Biden, do you support union shops? Kroger and Albertsons employees are unionized. Winco offers stock to every employee over 18 years of age that works at least 1,000 hours. And it's not stock they can buy, it's just part of their pay. That's why they have the big sign that says employee owned across their stores. You can check ufcw.org for other grocery stores with union employees. That's the United Food and Commercial Workers International Union. And other industries have similar places that you can check to see if a shop is unionized or not. And maybe union shops aren't your thing, but maybe there's some boycotts that you're interested in, or you want to shop at local small businesses. I mean, we're UUs. We're all a little bit different when it comes to stuff like this, and that's part of the joy of being us. But Biden's point, using unions as an example, if you say that you support unions and you're shopping at Walmart instead of any of the other unionized options, then it may be time to sort of rethink some of your priorities. And I know that doing research on what's unionized and what's not, what's being boycotted and what's not, what's local and what's not really that local, it just kind of pretends to be local, it takes time, it's inconvenient. Trust me, I get it. And I'm not judging anyone for their economic choices right now, especially right now. An old friend of mine once said, "You don't always have to live up to your ideals, but you do have to live with them." And if you don't have a plan for what you're going to do with your money, that's okay. Visa does have a plan for your money. MasterCard has one too. The problem is their plan is good for them, not for you. So that's your money budget. What about your attention budget? Because if you're not paying attention or spending your attention on purpose, that's okay. TikTok does have a plan for your attention. Spotify has a plan. So does Facebook and Instagram and YouTube and all the rest. Now, I'm not saying you need to get off social media immediately or go cold turkey. Don't forget to follow our Facebook page and like our posts. That is unrealistic in today's world. What I'm asking today is what Joe Biden would ask. If we looked over your screen time and how you use the internet, your television, all your devices, are you paying attention to the things that you care about? Or are you paying attention to things that these companies care about? And this idea has its own name, the attention economy. Companies are vying for the real estate of your eyes and ears. Armies of employees at all of these companies are paid entire salaries to track your data, to find out how to keep on your website longer. The longer you're scrolling, the more ads they can show you, and the more ads they can show you, the more likely you're going to buy something. And when it comes to apps on your phones, the companies that developed them did it to earn money, right? And so if you download the app for free and you get to use it for free, then you're not the app's customer, you're the app's product. Your data is the product, your eyes and ears are the product, your attention is the product that they're selling. And companies are paying good money for the product that is you. They have psychologists employed to figure out how to catch your attention and keep it. So do not feel bad if you find yourself doom scrolling on your phone later today. It's you as one individual against an entire economy of companies trying to keep your attention. And there's plenty of stuff to doom scroll about, right? We have environmental catastrophes, we have this new war in Iran, everything going on with ICE and the elections, and we haven't even started talking about artificial intelligence yet. So let's take a minute to talk about AI very briefly. First, it's not actually artificial intelligence. I've read too many sci-fi books in my life to call a large language model intelligence. I'll call it AI because that's what everybody else calls it, but it's not intelligent. It doesn't know things. It doesn't hallucinate, no matter what these companies say. It is a very complicated computer program. But basically what these large language models do is they predict the next letter or word based on a prompt. It's like when you're texting on your phone and your autocorrect tries to predict the next word you're going to type so you can just click it instead. As an example, anytime I type Unitarian into my phone, it offers Universalist as the next word. It's like that, but way more complicated for an AI large language model. And I do want to take a moment to give Google a little bit of credit, just to prove that I'm not just anti-companies. When they started developing their AI programs years ago, they identified the problems that we have with them now. They take a lot of data, so they need these massive data centers. They're programmed to keep people engaged, so they'll agree with users on the most outlandish things, which has led to some very tragic results. They don't know anything, so a lie is the same as a true statement because there's no intelligence behind it. But they came up with the term hallucinate for when an AI puts out something that isn't true. So Google saw all of that while they're developing this technology, and they decided that it wasn't ready for the public yet, and they were going to keep working on it before they released it. So good for them, because they were especially concerned about the safety issues, which I am too. But then, when ChatGPT was released by OpenAI, because that company either didn't really know or didn't care about these problems, Google and all of the other companies developing their own large language model, AI systems, decided that safety took a back seat to market share, and they released their own. Oh well, they were doing pretty good for a minute there. So, what can we do about it? About our phones, about AI, about social media, about this whole attention economy thing? The good news is there are some things we can do and we can try, but like you users are pretty used to, it's not going to be the same solution for each one of us. So I'm going to throw out a few examples to give you some inspiration. There's a good friend of mine that charges his phone clear across the house on Friday and Saturday nights. And on the weekends, he doesn't touch the thing until afternoon. He spends his morning reading magazines, remember those? Or he spends some time out in the neighborhood. And that's pretty aspirational to me. I have tried it a few times, and I've actually succeeded once or twice. It's hard, and it is a bummer when you miss out on a friend group planning a last-minute brunch, but it happens. But that's not the only option we have, right? Maybe the dinner table becomes a sacred area, free of phones and tablets. Maybe there's a 15, 20-minute period where once everyone's home from work and school and running errands, people can just kind of meet up, catch up on their day, and kind of make sure everyone's ready for tomorrow. Maybe it's 15 minutes to yourself without your phone, taking time to reflect or meditate or journal or break out that old watercolor set or clarinet from high school. And another way that we can reclaim our attention is to go into your phone with intention. You could set a timer to check your emails, and when it goes off, close whatever app you've accidentally opened. Or you can hop on social media to catch up with your friends specifically, the people that you know in life. And that way you can avoid these different organizations and companies that are just trying to get you to click on their stuff. And hey, sometimes give yourself permission to doom scroll a little. Just make sure it's a sometimes food, you know? But all of it does come down to a very simple question. Why does any of this matter? So what? The companies pay a lot of money to make sure I watch ads on social media. So what? Target sends catalogs to pregnant 16-year-olds. So what? Political operatives here in America and around the world spend billions of dollars trying to influence our elections and our opinions. And so what? Some of those same governments try to cover up genocides with clever ad campaigns. I'll close with this. Dr. Carter Woodson, a black author who published the book, The Miseducation of the Negro in 1933, wrote this. Now, he does use the masculine pronoun he, and I am going to quote him as he wrote it. But all of this does apply just as well to men, women, non-binary folk, and people anywhere on the gender spectrum, because trans rights are human rights, and God loves trans kids. Quote, "If you can control a man's thinking, you do not have to worry about his action. When you determine what a man shall think, you do not have to concern yourself about what he will do. If you make a man think that he is justly an outcast, you do not have to order him to the back door. He will go without being told. And if there is no back door, his very nature will demand one." I'm going to repeat it one more time because it's kind of a long quote. "If you can control a man's thinking, you do not have to worry about his action. When you determine what a man shall think, you do not have to concern yourself about what he will do. If you make a man think that he is justly an outcast, you do not have to order him to the back door. He will go without being told. And if there is no back door, his very nature will demand one." So I pray that you all go out into the world today with the beginnings of a plan. I pray that you celebrate every intentional second, minute, and hour that you take back from these machines trying to take your attention. I pray that you give yourself grace when you catch yourself doom scrolling, because this is a marathon, not a sprint. Give yourself grace, give yourself grace, give yourself grace in this and in all things. You and I are in this together. That's the good news of Unitarian Universalism put as simply as possible. We're in this together. When we fall, it isn't a corporation that's going to be there to pick us up. It's us. So when you fall, give yourself permission to ask for help. You are a person with inherent worth and dignity. You belong here in this community where we keep love at the center. You are not a burden. The people here will be happy to reach down a hand and help you back up. Because we know that you would do the same for each and every one of us. May it be so. Blessed be, and amen.
I return to myself, here where I belong.
We extinguish this flame, but not our commitment to welcome radically, love boldly, grow spiritually, and serve courageously. This we do because we envision a beloved community filled with compassion, helping all to thrive in a just world. I would like to invite you to rise in body or spirit and join us in singing our closing hymn, number 1064, Blue Boat Home, in the teal hymnal.
Our benediction is by the Reverend Sherry Woodbury. Let us continue to grow as citizens of our communities, our nation, and our world. Let us work to build the common good for ourselves and for the generations to come. May it be so. And we take the fire within us and share with others as we go. Amen. Blessed be, and go in peace.
Why